everybody, and welcome once again to TFT Tarot for today, Divine Dabblings with Oberon and Banshee. This is me, Oberon, with my Friday show, The Emotional Exchanges. It's my outlook for the next week ahead in the emotional love or relationship situations in our lives. So it's kind of more the softer side of your life, more what's going on. And I just do a reading now for each sign of the zodiac. I've revamped it yet again, and it's just that. So I throw several cards for the reading, but first we're going to start with an oracle from the Universal Love Oracle. It's kind of like a tone setting card for our work here. So I should do that now. I hope everybody's doing well. All right. Celebration. Do you have something to celebrate about? Your ideals and goals are about to manifest. This is a time for celebration and a time to give thanks to the universe. Remember the substance of celebration. Celebration is a ritual through which we honor our blessings. Before embarking on the next step, stop and celebrate what you already have. And once again, that's from the Universal Love Oracle. So great. Obviously, we are moving into the heat of the summer, and of course, that could be a time to celebrate. You know, it's like graduation time. It's also anniversaries, weddings, reunions, all kinds of summery kind of events that people like to have. Some of those events are held all around the year, but you know. All right, so as I mentioned, I'm just throwing several cards for each sign of the zodiac. I've decided to kind of see if it'll work better if I'm doing it more like the way Banshee does the material matters. So in terms of relationships, I'm not going to go through the astrology or even current events other than just saying that there's a lot of Mars activity going on throughout all of this, and Mars tends to drive our aggression. And I note this myself with the way people drive. There's a lot of aggressive driving out there. So do be careful, everyone. All right, so let's start off with Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So these are good for all three of them. You can hear them all. And Ace of Wands, reversed. The Fool is reversed. Dang, and the Eight of Pentacles is reversed. So, what do we got here? From an emotional point of view, the Ace of Wands says maybe there's a relationship or friendship that you thought was starting and it's just not really growing. Maybe there's something wrong there. Maybe this person's temperament doesn't suit yours because maybe they're kind of over-involved in bad decisions, or that they seem to not be, you know, really listening to their instincts. And so maybe there's something else going on there. But is that the key there, the Eight of Pentacles? So if we're talking about relationship potentials, you know, this could be saying really, it's probably better at this time to avoid people who are kind of not tethered to reality, and or people who need more foundation. This could be saying you yourself need a better foundation for considering relationships, that maybe now is not really a good time for you, Aries, to embark in new relationships where the personalities or sentiments are really kind of jarring from you. Good luck with that. And we'll move on to Aries then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Two of Swords reversed. Page of Wands upright. King of Wands upright. So the Two of Swords reversed maybe says from the emotional point of view, you've been thinking about a choice, or you've been thinking about making a move. And it could even be a big move. I'm not sure why, but I get a vibe there from that. Is this also involving an invitation? The Page of Wands is news, but like maybe you are responding to some other kind of overture, perhaps of friendship or of something that seems to be warm or inviting, and that personality could be, a very charismatic and kind of, confident individual. Or this is telling you that you need to make that decision with those interests in mind, that if this is about, where you're going in the future with relationships and stuff, then you need to be brave. You need to accept invitations. Maybe that would actually take you towards what you want, a relationship. Good luck with that, Taurus. And we will move on to Gemini then. Sun, Moon, or Rising. One last one. All right. Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's the Lovers reversed. The Wheel of Fortune is reversed. The Seven of Cups is upright. You may be worried about, having chosen something, that wasn't good for you emotionally or even romantically. You might have made a choice between a vice or virtue situation. Maybe this isn't about a person so much as just as you too, how you engage with the world. But it probably could be about a person, and it could also be about this element of misfortune or bad luck that could be involved here too. And that, I don't know, that, choosing that person or choosing that decision leads you towards bad luck, but it almost feels like it could. On the other hand, there's this idea that maybe the universe could be giving you another choice, but telling you, really, you need to really slow down rather than making a choice that might lead the wrong way. Maybe, the confusion or the bad luck should give you a clue, tell you, how to better make your choices next time. All right, we will move on to Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Eight of Cups is upright. Knight of Wands is reversed. And the World is reversed. Eight of Cups. I think emotionally you're going to be moving ahead somewhere. You're going to be finding yourself drawn towards something that maybe feels like a better fit. It feels good. There is the sense that maybe you're gonna move quickly, or you may be moving towards the direction of this sort of roguish Knight of Wands, and maybe they're a bad boy or a bad girl or whatever you want, I suppose, but or maybe this is you too. I mean, it talks about somebody that needs to work on their confidence and needs to be more clear about, how they present themselves. A lot of this is about your presentation to the world. And so if you are moving on, you want to really cultivate, exactly what, you should be there. Finally, we see the world reversed, and this is saying maybe there's not a perfect ending here in terms of either a romantic situation or an emotional situation you could be moving towards. And you may find that you're just really sort of scratching the surface, and you're going to have to keep working as you're moving through either relationships or getting to the point where you can have relationships. I think that was Cancer. And we'll move on to Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, Two of Pentacles upright, Seven of Wands is upright, but Death is reversed. So, Two of Pentacles. You may be balancing or trying to balance, the emotional feels that are going on right now in your emotional life, and maybe something's really strongly physical feeling there, the Pentacles, and maybe the sense of really having what you want, but having it really in an order or a sense of balance that works for your life. And then along comes the Queen of Wands, and maybe that's you, but that's a very provocative card there. It could be somebody else who maybe is coming along towards you, possibly in romance or possibly in some more emotionally engaging situation for sure. And they're very confident and kind of provocative personality. They want to really have everyone notice them. But they may not really bring you the change you want. They may actually gum up the works. And so this is saying if that you are working on your balance issues, be careful who you're associating with or where you're actually going, because you need to stay focused, if you want good change in your life. All right, Leo. We will move on to Virgo. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Nine of Swords reversed. Nine of Cups reversed. Two nines, both reversed. And Three of Pentacles reversed. So that's all pretty dreary here. I think the Nine of Swords reversed is actually not bad. This could be saying that, if you've been worried about somebody lately, or if somebody's been making you worry about them, you're free now. You find that emotionally, like maybe you've moved beyond those concerns, and maybe they've either been healed or they've moved away from you in such a manner that, it's no longer your concern to worry about them. But the Nine of Cups says you may have something else to worry about. This might be saying emotionally, you're not very happy and you're not pleased perhaps with what's going on in your life in terms of what you get enjoyment from, and that maybe you're feeling that, if you like to hang out with people, if you like collecting things, if you like fine dining, or whatever it is you like, you're just not getting it much lately, Virgo. And Virgo, you have a reputation for being picky sometimes, but really you are not happy. You are just not very happy there. And finally, with the Three of Pentacles reversed. You're also not feeling like you want to engage with people and have therapeutic relations, you know, learn things or try to, you know, figure out what's going on. So you're a little bit closed off right now. Maybe you're emotionally just want to shelter down with yourself and figure it out. And, you know, it's only for a week, so, you know, maybe things will be better next time. Virgo. And we'll move on to Libra now. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Star is reversed. Four of Pentacles is reversed. And Hierophant is reversed. So right now you're looking at your emotional life and it's very unhappy, or you don't feel confident about where the future might be taking you, and maybe you are aware that there are some things going on. Maybe that Four of Pentacles reversed says you're losing your hold on some stuff. Maybe your material life, but where it interacts with your emotions. So maybe the kind of things that, you know, really, you know, give you good feelings about yourself. You know, if it's your job or whether it's, you know, some level of acquisition or influence you have. This may be having a factor going on right now. It's not good. And the Hierophant maybe is suggesting that there is a relationship that feels like it's been neglected or it's not working out for you. It might feel like you don't have the control within the relationship you want, whether it's you trying to over control it or whether you're trying to figure out how mutual concerns could happen. Things aren't balanced there, and so that sort of adds to what's going on. So I'm sorry for you, Libra. We'll move on to Scorpio. Sun, Moon, or Rising. Six of Wands is reversed. Seven of Wands is reversed. What is it with these reversed cards? And the Star is reversed. Maybe I should make a pledge to not use so many reversed cards. So, in your emotional life, you feel very neglected, or you don't feel like you're noticed for the things you really should be, where you have been really valiant or you know, protector of other people or things like that. Emotionally speaking, you feel like you need some credit there. The Seven of Wands reversed could be indicating that there's a despondency going on and you don't feel strong enough necessarily to be that protector, to be worthy. So you're having some self-doubts here. And then we move to the Star. And, you know, Scorpio, you're really depressed right now, I guess. You know, you're sort of feeling like things aren't connected for you in terms of the emotionality and your connections with people. So hopefully it's just this week in question. I can't really offer you any wise words, as I am a Scorpio. I can relate to this. All right, we're going to have Sagittarius now. Sun, Moon, or Rising. And it's the Knight of Wands upright. It's the Six of Swords upright. And it's the Two of Cups reversed. So the Knight of Wands upright suggests that maybe you are moving towards an engagement of some sort. And it's Wands, so it could be about friendships or networking or enterprises in the context of emotional exchanges. You are moving quickly, or someone like this is moving quickly towards you, perhaps. And it is about, getting to know you. It is about charismatic feelings or feelings of confidence. So if you are single and looking, this is a good card. If you're already in a relationship, this could be talking about, something that expands that, something like, moving to another level or planning vacations together or things like that. So then with the Six of Swords, this says too that however this might be, or if this is combining, you're moving towards a better disposition. Whatever this is, you are deciding that where you've been at has been a bother, and to help you, grow emotionally, it's important for you to move somewhere else, to move beyond this, even if it is more, in your mind metaphysically. And then reverse, the Two of Cups could be saying that somewhere in this time there's dissatisfaction with, the way a relationship or the way harmony between, people or friends might be going, and that there could be something that, is troubling going on there in a friendship of some sort. So that's what I have for Sagittarius. And I will move on to Capricorn. Sun, Moon, or Rising. And Three of Pentacles is upright. Ace of Cups is upright. Hangman is upright. All right, Capricorn, you're the first sign that's had all upright cards. So the Three of Pentacles suggests that when we're working with, our emotional exchanges, connections to people, family, whatever, that it's always good to have a plan, or to kind of, take notes, follow an outline. This could be saying that, this is a busy time for you, and that emotionally connecting the dots towards maybe specific goals of meetings or friendships, will take some amount of planning. But there's something really beautiful involved here that could begin from this. So if you are planning something like a reunion or a first date or an anniversary or something like that, this shows, Capricorn, that it's going to be really beautiful. It's going to work out. There may be the possibility that you have to be vulnerable in certain ways to what this is about. So you may have to make concessions, or there may be a surprise even for you somewhere along the way with this. Good luck. And I'll move on to Aquarius. Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, Aquarius. And Four of Swords is reversed. Stars is upright. Death is reversed. And you were here before, I think. So, the Four of Swords is reversed. Well, it's summertime, so something is in recovery. Something feels like, you've been away for a while maybe, or you've been, kind of holding back from emotional involvements or a particular kind of emotional involvement. But now may be the time for you to come back, to figure out what it is you need to do, or to respond in certain ways. And so it's sort of like getting back into the swing of things. The stars suggest that something really wonderful is about to happen. And so if it's emotionally speaking, I think we're talking about this could be, some great achievement emotionally speaking for you. I'm not sure what that is, but it could be very exciting. On the other hand, sort of saying there's stagnation too. So maybe there's a revelation, but there's also an epiphany that suggests that sometimes a cloud doesn't always come with a silver line. It comes with a little bit of a dark one. I don't know. I'm not really sure what that means. I'm going to leave it at that and suggest, Aquarius, you make the best of it. And we'll move on to Pisces. Sun, Moon, or Rising. And the Lovers is upright. Two of Pentacles is reversed. Three of Cups is upright. So Pisces, you may be vacillating between choices, but it looks to me like you're ready to make the choice, and the choice is what brings you the most enjoyment or joy in your life, but it's also what it feels emotionally right to you. It just feels like it connects well. Despite that, there still may be some edges to work out. The Two of Pentacles is reversed, and this could be saying that there needs to be some time period for allowances or for understanding how two halves may eventually come to work better. And then it's all good. Maybe this all happens within the space of a week. But the Three of Cups suggests really a happy occasion for you, reuniting with people. Maybe it's a marriage or anniversary like I talked about earlier. Or it's your own, like maybe really, things move along so well that you're going to be happy about it. Celebrate. That was what our card of for the collective was. So who knows? All right. So that is my emotional exchanges for this week. I thank you all for watching. Don't forget to watch our other shows. We're on for Happy Hour, our live show. It's tomorrow, Saturday at 10 a.m. Come and get a free one-card reading that promises happiness, positivity, possibly a message from the divine. That's tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then on Sunday at 10 a.m. is Banshee's Material Matters. It's a recorded show intended for all the signs of the Zodiac, and she pretty much does, but much better, a complete run-through for all the signs of the Zodiac, indicating their financial fates for the week ahead. There's some good astrological and economic information in there too. And then later on, Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m. is our regular live stream. So you can come and get a reading from us. Ask any question. We'll throw the cards. We'll throw the Lenormand. And we'll see if we can answer those questions for you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.